Hello, everybody. It's non-Dr. Brian here again tonight. And we want to go ahead and talk about today communication versus real communication. A lot of people go ahead and say, oh, communication is the key to a relationship. And yeah, that's kind of true. But also at the same time, you've got to have the correct kind of communication. You can't just be talking just to talk. And we're going to go ahead and speak about that a little bit today. Because really and truthfully, in all reality, you can go ahead and you can talk all day long. But if you don't communicate correctly, nothing is going to come good out of it. I've learned this the hard way. And that's why my place, I'm coming to you once again from the Palace of Poor Decisions here at Casa de Brion. And yeah, I'm being non-Dr. Brian again today because I've kind of learned something just in these last few weeks. And what I've actually learned is that you can go ahead and talk your head off. You can communicate all day long. And when I say you can communicate all day long, hey, what's for breakfast? Oh, yeah, could you give me a cup of coffee? Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's going to be a long day at work. That's communicating. That's not really communicating. That's not true communicating. And people hear it all the time. Oh, communication is the key to a relationship. No, you can talk all day long. You can do all the, oh yeah, work is going this, work is going that. But if you're not actually truly communicating, if you're not communicating your wants and needs, if you're not communicating what's bothering you, then you're really not communicating at all. You're just talking. You have to have real, true communication. And it's not just in regular stuff in life. It's with everything in life. You have to truly communicate with your boss. You have to truly communicate with your partner. You have to truly communicate with your family, and you have to truly communicate with your friends. And if you don't do any of that, basically you're just blowing hot air. And that's not how things get taken care of, ever. Period. You can go ahead and be nice and communicate every day, but you can communicate the wrong things. And that's where the problem really is that you're communicating the wrong things. You can go ahead and say, oh, yeah, well, I've got this coming up, I've got that coming up, but that really doesn't communicate what's going on. Now, you can over-communicate. I've been there too. But you can also under-communicate. Yep, I've been there too. You have to find that balance. And that's really the key to everything. You can under-communicate by just, saying how your day was. You can under-communicate just, and when I say by saying how your day was, I don't mean like, how can I explain this? What I'm trying to say is that you can go ahead and communicate incorrectly by under-communicating, which is you're just basically doing the day-to-day stuff. Yeah, hey, good morning. Coffee ready? Yeah, scrambled eggs. Yeah. You can over-communicate by basically saying, "Oh my God, I love you so much. You are the greatest in the world. Oh, I don't know what I'd do without you." That's over communicating. First off, in a relationship, if you're with a partner, you should, they should know how you feel. You shouldn't have to go ahead and sit there and keep reassuring them. And it's not that they're asking for reassurance, you're just giving them reassurance. And that's not a good thing either. Reassurance does nothing if they're not asking for it. You could go ahead and tell them every day, "I love you more than life itself. You're just the most important thing, in my life for me." Yada 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 yada. And that's not the way to do it. You've got to do it more like, "Hey, I've got this going on today. What's your day going to be like? Do you want to go ahead and get together, sometime later?" That's a real conversation. Or, "You pissed me off." Okay, yeah, I do that all the time. Now tell me, "I'm sorry." That's real communication, to be honest. And by going ahead and answering something like that, in that kind of way, it goes ahead and it gives you a whole different type of communication, because you're actually bringing something up, or they're actually bringing something up, you're answering it, but also you're not arguing it. Then when they actually do go ahead and sit down in front of you and say, "Okay, you really pissed me off because you did this, this, and this," and normally you go ahead and do what you say you're going to do. So what really hurt me just wasn't that you didn't do what you were supposed to do. It's also that you normally go ahead and do what you do, what you say. And that in itself is communication. It tells you a lot of things. It tells you what you did. It tells you what their understanding of the issue was. And then how you go ahead and you answer back. You don't answer by trying to go into, "Well, I was trying to just do this," or "I was trying to just do that." You sit back and you say, "I understand where you're coming from. I see now why you got upset. I don't blame you, because if I would have done, or thought, if the roles were reversed, basically, I would have gotten upset as well." And that's all that it is. It's no big decoding of anything. You don't have to sit there and ask 100 different questions because you think it could be 100 different things. No, if they're communicating correctly or having correct communication, they're going to tell you what the problem is. Then what do? You go ahead and you answer the problem. "Okay, I see what you're saying. It was not my intention to do that, but I can see how that could go ahead and bother you." And that's truthfulness. That's being honest with them. That's being honest with you. "Okay, I understand how you feel about that now. Let me go ahead and do this to go ahead and make up for that." And yeah, you know what? One of you has got to go ahead and not bite the bullet, but one of you has to at least be able to go ahead and say, "You know what? I see your point. You're right. It's not about arguing. Arguing is just more talk." And yes, I say talk and say it like that with my mouth all funny and everything, because it's BS. Talking is BS. I've had relationships to where we talked a lot, but guess what? We didn't communicate very well. There was no good communication. You can talk your head off, but if you don't sit down and actually communicate in a good, thoughtful way, then guess what? You're going to end up not having what you want out of life. If you want a really good if you want a really good partnership, if you want a really good friendship, you got to talk about the hard things every once in a while. You can't just gloss them over. And what's really ironic is that usually if you go ahead and go back and look at the things in your life that have been bad or problems, when somebody brought up a problem to you or an issue to you, did you actually communicate about it? Or did you yap back and forth? Did you end up arguing about something? That's not good communication. Good communication is listening to the other person's issues. It's going ahead and understanding how they're seeing things from their side. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way that you communicate correctly. And it's a huge difference. It's what can go ahead and make a relationship a strong relationship. But if you don't do it, it's what can go ahead and make what could have been a strong relationship. You can have all connection in the world, but if you don't have good communication, if you're not open to answering that phone at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you're not open to go ahead and listen to what they actually have to say, it's not going to work. And I'm just using this as examples. It is what it is. But you have to go ahead and actually communicate in a good way. And that's something that's very important. And if you don't have good communication, it's not that communication is the key. It's that good communication is the key. And with that in mind, I'm done for the day. Y'all have a great evening. Or whatever time you're watching this. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Nobody ever leaves damn comments on these things. If I'm saying something that sounds stupid to you, go ahead and tell me, oh, that's stupid. If you agree with what I say, go ahead and tell me that too. It's all right. I don't care. But anyways, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all have a great day. Thanks for spending some time with me.